Just another thirsty Thursday. But only one more day till Friday. And that's only one day from Saturday. And Saturday is better than Sunday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. Thursday. Whoa, Thursday is the day that we take for granted. Because we know our Friday plans could be slanted. But today's only 2 days from the weekend. And only 36 hours from hanging with our friends. Something tells me this day will go fine. And for dinner I think I'll have a glass of wine. Cause it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. Thursday. Over the hump day. Thursday, the end is inside day. Thursday, it could be worse day. Oh, it's Thursday. That Randy Hughes and Joe Achiever is brewing some more beer at the brewery for the weekend today. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday.
What the hell was that? Dude, it didn't stop. And then it got yellow, and then it thundered and lightning, and it was like, what the hell's going on?
What's that called?
Snow thunder? Thunder snow? Whatever it was, we got it. The sky color yesterday was unique.
Yeah. It was almost like I was getting some lunch, and it was like it was 6 or 7 o'clock at night. And it was, one in the afternoon.
It had a yellowy, grayish tinge. It felt like late afternoon, but it was around noon. Wife had just gone back to work after coming home for lunch. And then all of a sudden there was thunder and lightning, and the snow just was going everywhere, man. 7+ inches in our area.
Yeah, now Eau Claire almost saw nothing.
Yeah, I was texting with a buddy of mine up there at about 3:30 in the afternoon, and I was talking about, our skip day tomorrow at the VFW because, got to travel and go up there. And
he's like, what are you talking about?
And I said, are you guys getting snow? And he said, no, we haven't seen anything. And I said, what? And then about 20 minutes later, he said, yeah, it's coming down now, but I don't think they got much.
Not like this.
We got whacked in La Crosse. 7+ inches in our area. I saw Holman had 7.5 measurable inches.
Now, they aren't plowing the side streets. The main roads are fine this morning, but like parking lots, sidewalks,
they're out. Trucks are out. I've seen salt and sand trucks and plow trucks out, mostly on the main roads. Probably like your neighborhood. Our neighborhood was not done.
They're not doing them.
Okay.
They've made.
They already said that?
I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, it's going to be 40 today.
Yeah, mid-40s today, up into the 50s tomorrow, in the mid to upper 40s this weekend. So obviously not going to be ideal for melting, but it'll continue to melt, and it'll just be wet and mushy and nasty, and eventually you drive over it enough times, it'll go away. So
in the long scheme of things, it's good for the groundwater. It's good to have this snow because we didn't have much this winter, but it's just going to be kind of messy for the next few days.
All I know is it took me an hour to clean off my truck this morning because everything was like frozen solid. The snow was heavy and thick, and then there was, it was obviously mixed in with a lot of water, so it was just brutal trying to clean off my truck this morning before I came to work. But I'm here, and we've got some Falling in Reverse and Black Sabbath on the way. Hypothetical Thursday, we'll be asking hypothetical questions of each other, plus Office Cora is going to join us after 8 o'clock. Good. March Madness gets underway today. It's just a lot going on. Bad news. Yeah, Badgers today, 12:30. Bad news, happy music, and the friggin' sports, plus your check-ins. If you want to get in touch with us, find us online at rockmornings.com.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. More from Brian and Gene is coming up.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Obviously, the snow, number one topic of conversation today with everybody going to work and trying to deal with that. We did get a text from a city worker in La Crosse, said they just finished the main roads and now they're doing the side streets. So they will be doing side streets.
Okay. When I saw yesterday, they had made an announcement that they weren't going to do them at all. They were just going to let it melt, but obviously it just kept coming and coming and coming and coming.
Yeah, it like I said, I went to bed at, 7:30ish, and it was still coming down,
Yes.
and I did not shovel until this morning when I got up, and just briefly the walkway to go from the house to the driveway, just a path, and that was it. There was no point in trying to shovel the entire driveway. It was heavy and wet and nasty. Vernon County Sheriff's Department Roy Torgerson says families should be aware of a sextortion scam after it was brought to his attention that a child in Vernon County was the victim of sextortion. He says, quote, good technology is being used for very bad purposes. It's being used to exploit and extort. It's important that we educate the community and try to get ahead of this. Many of the cases are not being reported because of the embarrassment that comes along with it. Sextortion, people obtain explicit photos from others, threaten to make them public while demanding things like money. Torgerson says it starts out where these criminal scammers will pose as someone they are not and gain trust of our youth and convince them to send inappropriate photos. Once that is done, the extortion begins immediately. He encourages any family who's been affected to stop communication with the scammer as soon as possible. Earlier this month, a young boy, Braden Bond, died by suicide in his home just outside of Wausau after becoming a victim of sextortions. So obviously a very serious case there.
This is a thing. There's Brandon Guffey. I don't know if he's a South Carolina lawmaker whose son died of suicide for the same exact thing. Thought he was talking to a young girl, sent pictures, and then they went after him for money and embarrassment, and then taunted his life too. Why don't you just go ahead and kill yourself? And taunted his brother and his family after he did commit suicide. I mean, it's just horrific.
Kids are unfortunately very susceptible to that stuff. So the Vernon County Sheriff's Department reminding people to be on the lookout for that. Keep an eye on your kids. Madison, Wisconsin, an internal review found that former Vice Chancellor at UW-Madison gave unauthorized raises to staff members. Dr. LeVar Charleston stepping down after a 3-year tenure amid financial concerns in the Division of Diversity, Equity, and Educational Achievement.
You can do that?
Back on January 22nd, a review found that between December 1st of 2023 and December 1st of the following year, 2024, Dr. LeVar Charleston gave raises to 12 employees exceeding 10%. The wages reportedly range from 10% to 23% of their base salary, amounting to somewhere between $6,800 and over $37,000. According to the review, the materials did not provide sufficient evidence for the pay increases. The leadership argued that raises were justified due to pay equity. The review submitted presented no information documenting economic pressures during that time period. Yeah, so obviously not too happy about that. Not sure if they're going to be trying to go after that. The review found that the DDEEA spent $369,163 of 101 funds on furniture and equipment over the past 3 years as well. So looks like a lot of misappropriated fundage going on there.
That
and this
sounds
guy
like it.
is might be getting dragged into court for this. Mm-hmm. Packers, NFL draft, month away. Earlier last week, we told you about the Packers in the NFL bringing in 20 different supper clubs. On the eve of the draft to make a kind of supper club experience for people that are maybe not from the state, what they can experience when they do come to the state of Wisconsin. Supper clubs, Friday fish fry, prime rib on Saturday, that kind of stuff. Now they're bringing in dive bars. Fans worldwide invited to immerse themselves in Wisconsin culture by visiting the Packers Everywhere Draft House, a Wisconsin dive bar themed activation, whatever that means, inside the draft footprint adjacent to Lambeau Field. Dive bars, obviously, preferred watering hole for many lifelong Wisconsinites and Packer fans in the state. Like to go to the dive bar, shake the dice.
Go, Pack, go!
Little potluck on Sundays. The draft house will allow NFL fans to enjoy the quintessential Wisconsin dive bar environment. The draft house is part of the NFL draft experience. It'll feature classic Wisconsin dive bar activities, including pull tabs, shake of the day.
No, really.
Fans can also enjoy a DJ. Ugh. You know me and this DJ out there at Lambeau. Too loud, bro. Turn it down. Don't need all that excitement. 360-degree photo booth, Packer alumni appearances, Packer-themed prizing, and much more. A schedule of the programming and appearances going to be posted on Packers Everywhere on their social media platforms in the days before the draft, so attendees can plan their visit. Should note that food and beverages will not be served inside the draft house, as a variety of food and drinks will be available at designated areas outside of that. But people can bring items they already purchased elsewhere onto the draft campus. into the activation space to enjoy while participating in the entertainment offerings. Draft House will follow the same hours of operation as the NFL Draft Experience, noon until 10 p.m. on the 24th and 25th of April, and then 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on the 26th. It'll be located on the northwest corner of Lambeau Field parking lot off of Ridge Road.
It sounds super interesting, and like this stuff is super.
It's cool they're leaning into it. You know what I mean? Like you think, okay, the NFL, it's a multi-billion-dollar international company. Yeah, it's coming to Lambeau. They understand the importance of Green Bay, but to really try to make it a more all Wisconsin encompassing, type experience for people that are not from here, kind of a neat idea.
I think so too.
A major firearm manufacturer moving all their operations to northwestern Wisconsin, Henry Repeating Arms, will be transferring all manufacturing operations from New Jersey to their newly expanded headquarters in Rice Lake. 2 additional facilities in Ladysmith, the company in the process of closing on a 3rd facility in Ladysmith by summer.
Guns. Lots of guns.
After that transition is complete, all Henry firearms will be made exclusively in Wisconsin. We are putting all of our eggs in one basket, the Wisconsin basket, because it makes us more efficient, more productive, and allows for more collaboration amongst our design and engineering teams, all while sustaining and enhancing Henry's solid reputation for quality. President Andrew Wickstrom of Henry Repeating Arms said that through investments into its Wisconsin infrastructure, the transition has brought the total number of jobs to the area to 685.
I was just going to say, what does that mean for the economy and jobs and people working? 685 jobs.
Yeah.
Huh?
Again, in Ladysmith and also in Rice Lake. So those communities are going to,
Ladysmith is going to, that's impactful, 700 people.
And President Donald Trump set to sign a long-anticipated executive order later today seeking to eliminate the U.S. Department of Education. Trump expected to sign the order, which has been in the works for weeks, at a White House ceremony attended by several Republican governors and state education commissioners. He will direct his education secretary, Linda McMahon, to take all necessary steps to facilitate the closure of the Department of Education and return education authority to the states. It also calls for the uninterrupted delivery of services, programs, and benefits on which Americans rely. That's supposed to happen later on today. It's Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Obviously, we'll be talking a lot about March Madness with the tournament officially getting underway later on this morning.
And I think the vernal spring equinox
and today's
happened.
Yeah.
It's a new day.
We'll get to all that a bit later on. Also, some Black Sabbath after Falling in Reverse.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
He misses the second, and Xavier's got it. Texas trying to get to him. 2 seconds. And there's the knockout punch. And the Xavier Musketeers scrapping their way to a Friday night first-round date with Illinois.
The final call from the Xavier-Texas game. Xavier overcoming a deficit to get the win, 86-80. They move on to face number 6 Illinois. That game on Friday night in Milwaukee. The previous game last night in the first 4 was number 16 Mount St. Mary beating number 16 American 83-72. They move on to face number 1 seed Duke. That game also on Friday in the East region. That will be in Raleigh, North Carolina. Action starts today in the March Madness brackets. Number 9 Creighton taking on number 8 Louisville at 11:15 on CBS. Badgers.
Tell me about this.
Your third-ranked Badgers take on number 14 Montana at 12:30. That game on TNT.
So it's a long lunch. It's
13 hours, baby. It starts at 11 o'clock and it doesn't stop till about 11:30, 12 o'clock tonight. If you want to sit in your chonies and watch college basketball and drink beers,
today's your day.
This is it, man. This is the lunch, Banya. Today and tomorrow.
If you had a medical procedure yesterday, men, and you're waking
Frozen
up today,
bag of peas,
and this is your day. This is your jam.
Starts at 11:15 today. The last game tips off somewhere around 9:15. So yeah. You got a whole day worth of college basketball today and tomorrow. Bucks have lost 2 in a row, and 5 of their last 7. They are at the Lakers tonight. That game is at 9:30 p.m. The Vikings are moving past their discussions with free agent quarterback Aaron Rodgers.
You done messed up, Aaron!
Leaving second-year player J.J. McCarthy atop the quarterback depth chart as the offseason practices approach. Steelers also in talks to maybe sign Aaron Rodgers. One of their players on a podcast said, I'm done with that guy. Sick and tired of waiting around for him.
Yeah. Huh.
But he'll pick up somewhere. If he wanted to retire, he would have done it already.
I agree with you.
I think that some team out there...
You don't wait till March, April, and then, you know...
The problem is he obviously wants to come in and be a starter. He's still got the talent. He doesn't want to practice. He doesn't want to probably go to meetings, which is kind of how Brett Favre was at the end of his career. But he's still got the physical ability, the mental ability to go out there and sling it all over the field. But it's just the desire. You know what I mean? Do you really want to be the guy in charge? And do we want you to be the guy in charge? And I don't think he'll settle for a veteran backup role, which a number of teams will be looking for. So we'll see. Green Bay proposing a rule change. It's official now. They want to ban the tush push. The league's football operations department revealing yesterday that the Packers' proposal is one of the 3 proposals that the NFL will debate during its annual league meetings, which take place March 30th through April 2nd. Those rule changes are just proposals right now and will not officially go into effect unless they get approved. In addition to the tush-push proposal, the NFL will also debate eliminating automatic first downs for defensive holding and illegal contact penalties. That proposal put on the table by the Detroit Lions. The other proposal that the league will consider will be allowing both teams to have possessions in overtime regardless of the outcome of the first possession. Obviously, they're trying to figure it out, make it a little more exciting and impactful, and we'll see. But league meetings start March 30th, so next week, and then 3 potential rule changes. I don't think they're going to get rid of the tush push. I don't. You got to stop it.
It might be a while if they can even. I mean,
well, look, one team is really good at it, the Eagles, and nobody can seem to stop it, but figure it out. Don't let them get in that situation, you know? Cincinnati's Joe Burrow, Atlanta's Kirk Cousins, and the Detroit Lions' Jared Goff announced yesterday as the featured quarterbacks on the second season of Netflix QB. The streaming series will debut in July with a promotional video sometime released yesterday, and we'll see those 3 quarterbacks featured on the QB series on Netflix in July when season 2 premieres. Sports on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We've got some funeral portrait in a bit, and if you need us, find our contact info online at rockmornings.com.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
Do you know what day it is?
Today is the first day.
First day of what?
Today's the first day of spring.
The first day of spring?
The first day of spring.
One fine day in spring.
Spring, of course.
Huh? You know, spring.
Glorious spring day.
Yep, the sun is shining.
Sun shining, birds chirping.
The sun is shining, birds are singing.
And the yellow haze of pollen is spreading throughout the land.
It's showtime.
Yeah, it might be the first day of spring, but the sun not shining. Of course, it is before the sun is coming up. Birds, not so much with the chirping. 7 inches of snow, though. We got plenty of that.
We did get a lot here in La Crosse, and depending on where you're at, I don't think Eau Claire got anything but rain, but it was wild yesterday.
Today is officially the March equinox, the first day of spring. It's also Alien Abduction Day, Astrology Day, Bach Beer Day, Dogs in Yellow Day. Not quite sure what that means. The Great American Meat Out. So you're supposed to eat vegetables today? Is that the deal?
I ate some vegetables yesterday.
National Ravioli Day.
Now you're talking.
And Won't You Be My Neighbor Day. The anniversary of the birth of Mr. Rogers. So ravioli would be good. But they got meat in them, right? Most of them do.
I don't know. You
get
cheese
cheese.
one.
Cheese ravioli.
You can have lobster. Oh, is that meat?
That is. Well, depends on... It is the flesh of a living thing, right?
I think you can eat that, though. Can't you? Fish?
Great American Meat Out Day. So, yeah, eat some veggies. But, yeah, today, the first day of spring. Doesn't really feel like it, unfortunately. Going to be in the mid-40s, mostly sunny. We'll see, obviously, some melting. Reports that the city trucks in La Crosse, at least, are doing the side streets. They finished up with the main drags, and now they're heading out to do the side streets. So we'll hopefully see some better road conditions as the morning gets a little bit longer in the tooth.
It's not always winter. There's spring. People love spring. That's a fun day. What a lie spring is, right? I spend the entire spring waiting for it to be spring, right? You're like, is it spring? No, it's snowing. Next day, you're like, is it spring? No, it's 90 degrees. I guess we miss those tiny white flowers.
Spring is here. It has sprung. First day of spring today. If you want to sit around and watch college basketball all effing day, you're in luck. It starts at about 11:15 and goes till about 11:30, 12 o'clock tonight. If you're not into college basketball and you want to watch something else, you're in luck because there's plenty of other stuff on television, including the third season premiere of Farmer Wants a Wife tonight on Fox, featuring a 23-year-old girl from Madison, Karina Sable, I believe is how you pronounce her last name. She was a college gymnast at UW-Whitewater, and she's an ops manager, an ops specialist or something like that, and she's going to be on the new season of Farmer Wants a Wife on Fox. Grey's Anatomy over on ABC tonight. Also, the series premiere of The Residents on Netflix today.
Right now is a steak dinner. There are 200 people down there, including the President of the United States.
Did anything unusual happen? Other than my boss dying? Other than that, yes.
That's Cordelia Cup. She is the best detective in the world.
Where's the body? Oh, I see feet. Mr. President, this house needs to be treated like a crime scene. There may be a murderer out there. Who's he?
Edwin Park, Special Agent, FBI. I'm really just here to help.
Can you add one? That would help.
The series premiere of The Residents on Netflix. Uzo Aduba from Orange is the New Black is an eccentric detective who must solve a murder at the White House. It also stars Randall Park, Giancarlo Esposito, and Jason Lee. Streaming premiere of Den of Thieves 2, Pantera, also on Netflix today. And over on Paramount Plus, the series premiere of something that we know a little bit about here in La Crosse, Happy Face, a true crime drama series starring Dennis Quaid as the real-life Happy Face killer.
Thank you for calling the Oregon Department of Corrections.
I'm going to say this slowly so you understand.
Stay out of my life and stay away from me and my kids.
Come on in, Ivy. I'm just finding out a little more about Melissa here.
What's going on? This is true crime. She's makeup.
Earlier today, a person called into this show, the Happy Face killer.
The trucker serial killer from around here?
Mm-hmm. And he made it clear there were only two people here that he would talk to. Myself and Melissa here. Why?
He's my father.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Paramount Plus, the premiere of the series Happy Face, based on the true life, real life Happy Face killer, Dennis Quaid.
New. Apparently, his wife was creeped out by his role in that, and notorious serial killer, his daughter breaking the silence after a decade, apparently after his conviction, and that's up your alley, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I showed the trailer for the Natalia Grace show to my wife last night, so I think we might be watching that as well. Also on TV tonight, 911, Next Level Chef, Law & Order, SVU, Dr. Odyssey. Selena Gomez, along with Benny Blanco and Elizabeth Olsen, will be on with Jimmy Fallon. Adam Scott and Senator Adam Schiff on with Jimmy Kimmel tonight. So that's what's on your boob tube, not to mention hours and hours and hours and hours of college basketball.
First day of spring, also free small vanilla cone day at DQ. Ooh. DQ locations participating. You just basically, any purchase that you make there, you get a free cone. All day, limit one per person while supplies last. So like DQ, free cone day. Celebrate the first day of spring with an ice cream cone.
Just go out and pick some up. Get some ice of your own outside. Bad Wolves now, Zombie.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
Bad Wolves with Zombie on Rock Mornings. You know I'm a big fan of knocking myself out to get on a plane. I've been talking about this for years. Don't want to fly anymore. Anxiety over being in a tube with other people and their weirdness. I'd rather just be put to sleep.
Like if you were going to have dental work done, kind of like
oh, my God. Love it. I wish we had more options to get knocked out, get a good nap in. This all stems from my colonoscopy that I had recently, where they allot yourself about 2 hours of time.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
To have the colonoscopy. I thought I was going to get a 2-hour nap out of the deal. You know, they give you like some sort of, it's not an anesthesia. You don't put the mask on, but they give you some kind of drug that puts you to sleep, essentially. Mm-hmm. Just shove that thing up your ass and poke around in there until they get a good look at the insides of you. But it was only 15 minutes, and I felt gypped. They woke me up, and I was like, wait a minute.
I wanted a longer rest.
I thought I was going to get like a 2-hour nap out of this bad boy.
No, it was very quick. And then you're awake.
And I just thought, hey, look, there's plenty of other situations in life that are miserable that I don't want to experience, and I'd be more than happy to get knocked out for them. Flying, dentistry, and now apparently it's making its way into the realm of tattoos.
Apparently, I am now the spokesperson for not having general anesthesia for tattoo procedures, because y'all keep sending these videos to me and it makes me so angry that people are doing this. I don't think this was in America, but anyway, y'all know that 45-year-old influencer guy recently just died on the table while he was having general anesthesia for a tattoo, which is just ridiculous. And then if they give him just a little too much medicine, or it's really long and the medicine starts to accumulate and he stops breathing, well, you about to have yourself a Michael Jackson situation.
That is an anesthesiologist by the name of Tiffany Moon. I guess she's pretty popular on TikTok, talking about people sending her questions and videos about people getting anesthesia to go under the knife or go under the needle when they're getting tattoos. Obviously, you can die. At least one person has died while being put under during a back tattoo. Especially if you get one of these massive pieces where you got to lay still for hours on end. It's painful. It's annoying. Anybody who's ever had 3 or 4 hours or more in a chair knows that by the end of the 3 or 4 hours, you're like, okay, bro, I'm ready to mentally check out. Also, a few less severe medical issues that can come up, like infections and allergic reactions. And then, of course, there's the cost. If you've ever had an operation or something that required you to be put under anesthesia, it's a little bit more expensive than a couple of edibles. A tattoo artist says a back tattoo with sedation would cost somewhere between $30,000 and $35,000.
Holy moly, what?
The same tattoo without the anesthesia would be somewhere around $10,000 to $15,000. Of course, not every tattoo parlor going to have this option, but most of the artists who are doing it now claim they are using board-certified anesthesiologists.
Well, they have to. You can't get Gary to do it.
Within surgery centers, not hole-in-the-wall studios. I guess if you're an anesthesiologist and maybe you want a side gig.
Well, and you're talking probably very, very, very
rich,
limited and upscale.
Elaborate requests, yeah. This isn't just, me going in to get a...
Because you're not getting a $35,000 tattoo?
No, I'm not.
Wait, I can't take it. Ow! Ow! Don't move. Ow! Ow! Wait, ow! I'm sorry, it hurts.
Next time you move, you're going to mess up your tattoo.
See?
Okay. See?
Knocked her ass out. Can't take it.
I can't take it.
You could have just knocked that lady out, her and her 2 teeth. You could have knocked her out and would have been done. She would have had the tattoo. She wouldn't have felt anything. I like the fact that this is creeping into our regular society. I like the fact that this may go into a realm where I could take some anesthesia and go on a plane or, wherever.
You got to sign on the dotted line because it's obviously not without risks.
I'm good with that.
To go
you got a legitimate anesthesiologist, someone board certified, diploma on the wall. I'll sign up for that. Put it on the card. Put it on the card.
Well, and obviously people with a lot of money because they're traveling across the country to go to places, and then they're spending $30,000, $40,000, $50,000.
I wouldn't do it for a tattoo, but you want to hook a brother up for some dentistry or a trip overseas to Ireland. That flight. I'll take that one. Then you can just jam me. I don't even need to be in the seat. You can just fold me up and put me in a smaller area. Give that seat to someone else. Sell it to someone else. Make a few more money.
Can you imagine having so much money that you're like, I'll drop $50,000 to get anesthesia?
I can imagine. I think about it all the time.
I cannot.
I dream about it.
What?
It's in my dreams.
I do too, but I'm not spending $50,000 to get ink. No.
Green Day coming up in just a bit.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Green Day with Basket Case on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Got a text from Cheryl, said, got my tattoo yesterday. No anesthesia needed for me.
I didn't think so.
She got must have been inspired by her trip. Where did they go? They went somewhere tropical recently.
Did they go to the Dominican? Punta Cana? Yeah.
Yeah, a turtle and a stingray. A little arm action there. A lot of brilliant, bright colors. Yellows and blues and greens. But Ryan texted in and said, I got both my sides tattooed on the ribs. One side took 8 hours. The other took 11. Both were one session and extremely painful. Even with that, I wouldn't want to take anesthesia for tattoos. That's part of the fun. Yeah, I mean, I didn't mind getting tattoos and sitting there and the pain and all that stuff. I will say at the end of, like I said, my Simpsons tattoo on my leg, which I had done in 2 sessions. One was the outline, then eventually I had it filled in. The fill-in session took 4 or 5 hours, and by the end of it, it's just like mentally, it's the pain's there, and it's whatever, but it's more like my brain is like, bro, we got to get the hell out of here. Like, I've had enough of sitting in this chair.
Apparently, celebrities and high net worth individuals have been asking for anesthesia for tattoos for a long time, and now it's a thing, or can be a thing.
Hypothetical Thursday. We'll start asking each other hypothetical questions in just a bit. The New England Aquarium, a place that I like to go when I'm back home, has just recently built a retirement home for their penguins. They made the slopes, the rock slopes where the penguins go down towards the water, more gradual, not as steep. So they don't have to deal with all the nonsense the younger penguins get up to, all the messing around. The first 6 of their penguins just moved in, and they're doing great. Their species, penguins, that they have at the New England Aquarium, average lifespan of 10 to 15 years, but most of them are already twice that old. The youngest in the retirement home is 29, the oldest 34.
No way.
Yeah. It's definitely a favorite when you go to the New England Aquarium. You see the penguins and flipping around.
So they much longer in captivity than
twice as much.
Yeah.
They say the penguins should be happier here. It's also easier for them to do things like give them their daily meds and, kind of sort of weed them out of the rest of the program, and a retirement community there at the New England Aquarium.
They don't need those young whippersnappers around.
In other aquatic animal news, have you seen the fish doorbell is back? Oh, it's hot right now on the internet. It is all over the place. Officials in the Netherlands bringing back their very popular fish doorbell. It's something they've been doing since 2021 to help fish migrate up a river. Here's the deal.
Tell me about this.
There's a gate that the fish cannot get past unless someone opens it up for them. So they put up a live stream to let people all over the world monitor the gate. And if you see a fish trying to get through, you click a button to let someone know, and they open up the gate and the fish go through. Last time I looked, there was about 2,000 people on there
waiting to
watching
open
for
the
fish.
Door? They're just waiting.
Keep it on this screen over here while you're getting work done over here. And the fish doorbell in the Netherlands, very popular on the interwebs. Much like a live stream of those eagles.
Yes.
Did you see they lost one? They lost a baby.
Did they really?
The one that got snow. Did you see it blanketed it with snow? Yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, there's live streams of all sorts of animals, bears and eagles and all sorts of stuff.
But this one you can be interactive with it.
The fish doorbell. If you haven't seen it yet, give it a Google. Cheryl said Grand Cayman Islands is where they went.
Okay.
Thank you for the text, Cheryl. Appreciate it. Poppy in just a few minutes, and Hypothetical Thursday gets underway with Gene's question for me.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings.
It's Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene, who apparently has a new side gig. It's watching the fish doorbell.
I was watching. It's just a green screen. Yet? I did not.
Okay.
And actually, you can push the doorbell even if you didn't see one, which feels like people will be doing, like a ding-dong ditch kind of thing, but...
Ding-dong ditch on some fish in a river. This poor fish. Office Cora going to join us a bit later on, and we'll find out if she's got a hypothetical question for us. You were out last week on Thursday.
What was the question?
Well, first she wanted to ask me the same question that she asked the week before.
Way.
Typical Office Cora. If you could go back to any time ever,
did you say?
And I said,
yeah, you are
I
asses.
did. I did. And I said, yeah, you did. So I don't even remember what her. I think it was if you could. Did she ask us master any skill? Did she ask us that one, or was that just me?
No.
All right, then that must have been the one.
And that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think her question for me last week was if you could master any skill immediately, sort of like the Matrix, where you get plugged in and you learn kung fu or jiu-jitsu or whatever, what would you learn? And I said, I kind of batted it around a little bit and said, well, maybe an instrument, maybe, kung fu, some kind of deadly skill, something along those lines. And then I said I would learn how to do finances better so that I could become finance.
Numbers, you'd be an accountant.
Finance bro, so I could make more money. Because all that stuff is like stereo instructions in German to me. I don't get it.
I'd probably be able to speak multiple languages.
Thought about that one too. Yeah, I mean, look, for as much as the Matrix kind of sucked, getting something shoved into your brain and learning it
all of a sudden,
in seconds, and being proficient in it, not just like sort of yo hablo inglés.
No, I mean like
the guy
multiple languages.
Yeah.
Immediately.
And fluently. That would be nice. Yeah. Anyways, Hypothetical Thursday. We'll talk to Office Cora just after 8 o'clock, see what she's got for us. Gene, you're going first because you were out last week. Hypothetical questions for Hypothetical Thursday. What do you got?
I think I know this answer.
Okay.
But then again, I'm questioning myself, so we'll see what you say. But if money were no object, what would your dream vacation be?
Ireland.
I knew you were going to say
Motherland.
that. Yeah.
The
Is it just because of the history of your family? And
yeah, I mean, look, I didn't grow up in a real, like, super-duper great family, but the Irish presence was always there. And, my grandparents had 8 kids. They had more than that, but they lost a few. But so a big family on my mom's side. I was an only child. My mom... later in her life, really dug into the Irish heritage and did some, I didn't do any 23andMe stuff, but, the genealogy tent at Irish Fest is really cool. It's a good starting place if you're interested in finding out more about your lineage and where you're from and all that stuff. And Ireland is just so freaking beautiful. On top of all that, going back and trying to, like, maybe retrace
would you do that? Try
steps.
to find if
I would want to do more investigative, stuff, try to find out more. What I have right now is very limited, the information I've got. So I'd want to do more investigation so that I'm a little bit better prepared. And again, if money's no option, then you can go there for a year and just sort of traipse around and go to all the little pubs and go up and down the countryside, and you could take the tour of the castles and all that stuff. You could do all the tourist trap stuff, the Blarney Stone and whatnot, but then you could also go and sort of do your own damn thing. Yeah, Ireland would be...
yeah, I kind of figured. That was... if I would have had to have guessed, I would have said that, but I wasn't sure.
Second to that would probably be like that... What is it, the Maldives? The one with the huts
Turks and Caicos.
Whatever that one is that, like, no one gets to go to because it's only rich people and famous people and stuff, where it's, like, absolutely gorgeous. And the little huts are, like, in the ocean. And not that I want to go in the ocean, but it's just, I mean, like, how can you not want to go see that in person and visually take that in?
So I told you about this the other day, but we didn't really delve into it. The Corona Island. So
yeah. So it's an island shaped like a Corona bottle?
No, it was bought and is purchased and run by Corona, the beer brand. Okay. So it welcomed its first guests in 2021, but it was all like not for you and me. It wasn't regular folk. You know what I mean? It was a tropical paradise, and it was only for private use. Now it's open to the public officially, apparently. So you can book one of its 10 sea-facing tiki-style bungalows for 2. So you have a beachfront setting and a private jacuzzi.
All right.
And then you get taken by a speedboat there. So you can either do a day trip where it's like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or you can stay overnight. A Saturday night in April with away $700, but you got to get to you got to get there. So it's all a limited number of all-inclusive day passes can also be purchased. Again, speedboat transportation, but you got to get down there.
And for you, the money no option vacation.
Ugh, this is difficult. I really, really, really want to go somewhere tropical. So, like you're saying, like. Maldives, Turks, Aruba, Hawaii, Turks and Caicos. I want to really go somewhere where the water is like this, a really interesting blue. Maybe Australia and the reef.
Australia, everything wants to kill you there.
Yeah, it does. But the
kangaroos and spiders and all sorts of stuff.
That water and the snorkeling and the seeing the fish and that true. So anywhere that's like that, maybe Corona Island. I don't know.
All right,
it's that.
Hypothetical Thursday, Gene's question for me. If money were no option, where would you go for vacation? Ireland would be my number one choice. Then I could get that anesthesia on the plane, too. You know what I mean?
Well, you'd have to. You'd have to. That's a long flight.
Yeah. Get one of those pods up front. Some sort of like first class type situation. That'd be nice. Another bottle of champagne? Yes, actually. Wake me up for that. Wake me up. And then put me right back to sleep. Poppy.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find the daily podcast at rockmornings.com.
Crimson Tide, Red Flash, Red Storm, Red Raiders, Commodores, Colonials, Rebels, Boilermakers, Cowboys, 2 Aggies, Longhorns, and Bison, Spartans, twice, Trojans, Aztecs, Illini, the Tritons, 6 Bulldogs, Huskies, Harriers, Hornets, Wolverines, Ducks, Terps, Badgers, couple of Rams, Gators, and Lobos. Oh my God, still 33 to go. Panthers, 4 Tigers, a pair of Wildcats, 3 Cougars, Sooners, Gales, Mavericks, Flames, Razorbacks, Blue Devils, Blue Jays, Cardinals, Musketeers, Seahawks, Jayhawks, Volunteers, Mountaineers, Bears, Bruins, Grizzlies, Tar Heels, Cyclones, Eagles, and Golden Eagles. Every team from the Lopes to the Zips, write them down, fill out your brackets. It's March Madness.
You got less than 4 hours to fill out your bracket. As I spit all over myself.
So Badgers today,
12:30.
12:30, and on TNT. Is that how
Yes.
you watch it? Okay.
Yeah, the game's obviously on the CBS family of networks. Starting with number 9, Creighton, taking on number 8, Louisville, 11:15 on CBS. As you mentioned, the Badgers at 12:30 on TNT. Game started at 11:15, go all day and night. True TV, TNT, TBS, CBS, all over the place.
How can I get out of here early, huh?
Easy to
This.
just leave.
Yeah,
That's what I do.
This game.
Bucks have lost 2 in a row, and 5 of their last 7. They look to right the ship tonight against the Lakers in L.A. 5-game road trip continues at 9:30 tonight. NHL teasing a potential new era for its annual All-Star Showcase. Runaway success of last month's Four Nations face-off, which I don't think they could replicate each and every year. It looks like they're going to try to do something different. The Four Nations face-off, of course, replacing the NHL's traditional All-Star game. League prepared to roll out something entirely different again in February 2026 when the New York Islanders host the top skaters at UBS Arena. We'll see what they come up with.
Well, that was so successful. They're trying to figure out something.
2 years ago, Stanford head football coach Troy Taylor spoke of building a culture of love and being sincere and authentic during his first Pac-12 Media Day news conference. A pair of law firms hired by Stanford to investigate him have now found something else. As detailed by a report from ESPN published yesterday, 2 investigations have found Taylor to have bullied and belittled female athletic staffers, attempted to have an NCAA compliance officer removed after she was had warned him about rules violations, and repeatedly made inappropriate comments to a different woman about her appearance. So, yeah, at his introductory press conference, this guy talks about building a culture of love and being sincere and authentic. And then 2 years later, here we are again. And now Taylor has acknowledged the investigations and said he would try to use them to improve himself in a statement, quote, "I'm willingly complied with the investigations, accepted the recommendations that came out of them, and used them as a learning opportunity to grow in leadership and how I interact with others. I look forward to continuing to work collaboratively and But yeah.
Sounds like more work needs to be done on that.
Yeah.
More work.
A lot more work. Elsewhere in sports, the Trump administration has suspended approximately $175 million in federal funding for the University of Pennsylvania over the participation of a transgender athlete in their swimming program. The investigation at Penn opened up by the Education Department's Office for Civil Rights, focusing on Leah Thomas, who swam on the school's women's team and was the first openly transgender athlete to win a Division I title back in 2022. The agency has also opened reviews of San Jose State University volleyball and Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association as well. Looking at them, but apparently suspending $175 million in federal funding for the University of Pennsylvania. Sports on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We got some Papa Roach in just a bit. Hypothetical Thursday continues with my question for Gene, plus Office Cora will join us just after 8. Bad news, happy music.
I hope she asks the same question again.
She was so excited to ask it, too, and I was like, yeah, you asked me that last week. I did?
If she asks it again, that is something. Are you going to hang with her tomorrow?
She said that she was planning on coming, so tomorrow afternoon, VFW on Star Ave in Eau Claire, Simpsons Skip Day, get out of work early.
Rockfest tickets, right?
Join me to drink some beers, watch college basketball, fill out our brackets, and we'll be giving away some Rockfest tickets and some other stuff. I know we're going to be buying beers for people, too, so I'm excited about it. Yeah, I don't know what we're doing with that. I don't know if it's like first round is on us and we just have a tab, or if we're doing drink chips or what. But
VFW's in the afternoon. That is a solid choice on your part.
On a Friday?
Solid choice.
11 until 3, college basketball. Tomorrow, a Simpsons Skip Day at the VFW on Star Ave in Eau Claire.
And Cora, maybe.
Yeah, and Office Cora and her crazy potty mouth truck driver friend, who's actually a friend of Cora's friend, so not really her friend, but we'll see. We'll get to that Papa Roach next.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays, 6 to 9.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. That is Bad Flower with Detroit. Some Papa Roach before that. Got some Linkin Park in a bit. Office Cora will join us just after 8. Bad news, happy music, the friggin' sports. Lots to get to.
And it's the first day of spring. Doesn't it look like it out there?
Frolic and be merry.
Warmer, though. I mean, stuff's going to melt pretty quickly if you have, obviously, we got dumped on here in La Crosse, and some areas didn't get anything at all. So it's that weird mix, but it should melt over the next few days. It looks like we're going to be warm enough.
Sunshine in mid-40s today. Looks like into the 50s tomorrow, so that'll help. But not as warm as it was a week ago when it was in the 70s.
Not as warm, but 54, 42, 43, 40. I mean, staying above freezing during
at least
the day.
during the day, yeah.
Freezing at night, warming up during the day, freezing at night.
Hypothetical Thursday. Gene's question earlier for me was that if money were no problem, no concern, where would you go on vacation? It would be Ireland for me.
The motherland.
At some point, when the wife and I...
You'd like to do that?
Yeah, we'll go. She really wants to go, and I've always wanted to go. And I've got now that when my mom passed away, there was a bunch of stuff in the house about Ireland and our family tree and all that stuff. So I still have yet to go through a lot of that stuff, but it's there. So a little bit more research than what I've got. So, and Gene said somewhere tropical.
Super tropical, not just like...
For length of time, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always feel like those are nice, but going there, knowing you have to come back to the misery that is the Midwest or Northeast or wherever it is where the weather's not great, and things aren't always
month,
beautiful.
You mean like chill out for
where you can
a month?
Legitimately let go of reality. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be nice. My hypothetical question for Gene is, if all animals, every single animal on the planet, if all animals could suddenly talk, would you still eat meat? Every cow?
Probably not.
Every pig?
Probably not.
Every animal you eat
could
suddenly talk and let people know how they feel, what they think, react to people eating them?
No, probably not. I would hope that if they could talk, though. Here's my hope, because I could probably do that if I needed to. But I just want cows to say it doesn't. I don't mind the milking, because the dairy would be hard. The cheese,
or giving up the cheese.
Yes, the cheese. Like if they were like, hey, you know what? I kind of like that.
Don't they need to be milked?
Well, yes, but
I mean, it's like a woman when she has a baby and she has to breastfeed.
If they're like, you know what, I hate it. It's miserable. Please don't do that to me anymore. Now I'm really in trouble.
Then you got to get some kind of vegan cheese.
I got to get but I hope they're like, yeah,
3D
that's
printed
great.
cheese.
We like that part's good. We're good. We can have the cottage cheese.
Well, and I don't think drinking their milk is.
Cheddar.
I mean, you're not killing them by milking them. So even if it's an uncomfortable process, I don't think that matters as much.
Yeah, but I don't want them to tell me about man, it's
whatever.
like
Get over it, you stupid cow. Just be glad we don't put a bolt through your skull, all right?
That's what you're not saying that to a cow that can talk to you.
Yeah, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Which one would you rather have, Mr. Cow? The bolt
would not.
or the milking? Deal with it.
You're going to bully and beat up a Holstein? Is that what you're saying right now?
Yeah, we're the higher evolved species. That's what we do.
So you're going to just mocking.
Top of the food chain. Except for sharks. And that's why you don't go in the ocean.
You watch yourself, or I'll eat veal. I'm going to take your baby and I'm going to slice it up and have a
First,
veal.
I'm going to treat it real nice. I'm going to feed it grass, like fresh grass, organic grass.
And then I'm going to eat
and I'm going to pet it, and I'm going to groom it, and I'm going to make it think that it has a long life in front of it.
Capers
and then, bam, the bolt.
You would not.
And now I'm eating thinly pounded meat, veal.
Flour,
pound out that. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Fry it lightly.
Little marinara on top.
Some pasta on the
side. Hell yeah. I'm going to eat the hell out. Right in front of you. Moo.
You are not.
I'm eating meat. I don't care if they can talk. I will say I would like it if animals could talk. I think the science going behind dogs and barking and all that stuff, trying to, like, knowing what your animal is going through and figuring out, much like a baby, it just cries.
Why'd you barf? What's going on?
Well, why is the baby crying? There's 8 million reasons that could be happening, right? Does it need a diaper change? You can figure that one out pretty quick. Is it hungry? All right, stick a bottle in his face. If it doesn't take the bottle, then all right, it's probably not hungry. Is it just tired? I don't know. You put
guessing
it down.
Game.
Yeah, it's a guessing game. But with the dog and the cat, it's just as bad. You have no idea. You're just sort of like, you look at him and you're like, are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
So having that option, but I would still eat cows and pigs. It's too delicious. I don't really care if they can talk or not.
Yeah, I think you would change your mind if they actually were talking to you.
I wouldn't. Have you had a good steak?
Yeah.
Like a prime rib?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I have. Plan on steak medallions this weekend, as a matter of fact, on Saturday night. But I think if they were saying, like, hey,
Nah.
Please don't eat me. Be like, ugh, okay.
It's too delicious to turn away. I don't care what they have to say. Now, if they start rising up, and
Well, if they can talk, they can.
and evolving and getting thumbs and getting guns and stuff, like cow guns, then, yeah, maybe I'll get out of the meat business. But
Driving cars and semis and stuff like that.
yeah, until then, and we've got full control and give them the bolt, you know what I mean? Then I'm good. I'm still eating steaks and burgers, hot dogs. I'm looking forward to my hot dogs next Thursday, week from today.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I can't wait.
Yeah.
MLB opening day, 1 week from today. Looking forward to it.
2:05 or something like that is the first pitch for the Brewers, I think.
Yeah, Brewers are 2:05 in New York against the
Yankees.
Yankees. My Red Sox play somewhere in the afternoon, I think 3 o'clock. So, yeah, going home and getting set up and got dogs and beers and ready to go.
Yeah.
Next Thursday, a week from today. Can't wait. But Hypothetical Thursday continues. Jean said that if animals could talk, all of a sudden she would not.
Stop.
She would no longer eat meat. Nothing.
Well, not nothing. I mean, I'd probably still eat a shrimp because I guess they're not saying much to me. You know what I mean?
Well,
I
those
would-
shrimp that you're eating they're getting grown in a.
That's what I'm saying. And they're not really having a conversation.
They're not from the ocean.
So I'll eat those. And,
They're building those.
and please let milking be okay because I'm definitely a dairy.
Did you see
dairy
I think
person.
it was I don't know if it was I don't remember who it was. It might have been the DNR. Maybe not necessarily in Wisconsin, but the national DNR releasing a list of invasive species that you can eat, so that people are more apt to go and get them.
And what are we eating?
Well, I just saw a story yesterday too. There's a guy. I think he's in Florida, and he has. I think he's like a pest control guy.
He's eating snails or something
No, he's he's eating iguana eggs instead of chicken eggs because the cost of eggs is so expensive, and he already has access to.
And you can do that.
I guess I don't. Yeah, and I saw a headline this morning, at least, that apparently the DNR has released a list of invasive species that you should start eating.
Okay, I'm interested.
Try to get rid of those iguanas and beavers and whatever it is. We'll ask Cora a couple of hypothetical questions when we talk to her after 8 o'clock. Rockmornings.com if you want to chime in on our questions for each other. Right now, it's Lincoln Park.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Inflation, housing costs, employment uncertainty. These are difficult times, and that can only mean one thing. Betting on March Madness. This is the one time a year where you can turn $20 into $2,000 or completely destroy your savings on a last-second buzzer beater. Will you beat the Vegas odds? Probably not. But hey, there's always a chance. Good luck, and we'll see you at the homeless shelter. Or maybe on a yacht. Who knows? It's madness.
Lots of money to be made. Lots of lost productivity. March Madness underway today with college games getting started at about 11:15. And around 1 in 6 Americans plan to fill out a bracket this year or have filled out a bracket. A lot easier when you know nothing about basketball because you can just go on hunches, team colors, mascots. A recent poll on March Madness and gambling and filling out brackets found that our top strategies for filling them out include hunches, vibes, and whatever our friends think. So the experts on ESPN or Fox Sports or whatever, not on the list of influence when it comes to filling out our brackets. 18% of Americans think they follow basketball closely enough to make good picks, and another 16% have limited knowledge. Everyone else just kind of winging it. 23% of people in a survey, a poll, said their top strategy is to ask their friends or family for help. 14% choose winners based on hunches. And 22% of people in a survey about how they fill out their brackets say they just go with whatever vibes they're feeling. Around 1 in 10 people said they sometimes make picks based on the team's mascot. I think one of our employees won a bracket, like an inter-office bracket challenge, one year because she picked on team colors or mascots, like which mascot would defeat the other mascot. 31% of Americans in this poll said they'll follow the tournament this year. 14% will mainly follow the men's games. 3% only care about the women's tournament. And 14%, according to this survey, will follow both of the tournaments. But March Madness officially underway today in just a couple of hours. Creighton and Louisville kicking things off at 11:15 on CBS. Can't wait to sit around and watch college basketball all effing day. Yeah, excited for it. We've got Office Cora joining us, bad news, happy music, and the friggin' sports, plus some Alice in Chains. We'll get to all that in just a bit. Stick around.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays from 6 a.m. until 9 a.m.
Alice in Chains, Man in the Box. Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Mikey Day, cast member for SNL, 45 years young. He's also the host of the Netflix show Is It Cake?
I am unfamiliar.
Basically, they make things look like cake. And it's either cake or it's not cake.
The answer is 6. What is it?
9.
9.
It was 9. Michael Rappaport is 55 years young today.
Fine place here. What are you, one of those entertainer guys, huh? We play sports?
Michael Rappaport, 55 years young. Sting.
Stingling and ding dong?
Not that Sting, the other Sting. Retired wrestler Sting. Real name Steve Borden. He's 66. Holly Hunter, 67.
Now, listen, you folks can't stay here.
Ma'am?
You just can't stay. Now, I appreciate you being friends of High and all, but this is a decent family now.
Way back in the day.
Way.
Raising Arizona. Won an Oscar for the movie The Piano, a movie in which she did not have a single line. That's good acting. Spike Lee is 68, won his first Oscar for Black Klansman. Also, Do the Right Thing, Malcolm X, She's Gotta Have It, a bunch of other stuff. Courtside at the Knicks game. William Hurt, born on this day in 1950. He died in 2022. He was Secretary of State Ross in Captain America Civil War. He's been in a whole bunch of other stuff as well, but obviously lengthy career for William Hurt, the actor. Born on this day in 1950. Born on this day in 1976, he died by suicide in 2017. Chester Bennington.
What's up? This is Chester from Lincoln Park. I remember getting a call from a friend of mine saying that, there was this great young group of guys that had this really great sound, and all they needed was that voice that was going to help them complete the puzzle. Fans are loyal to us, and I think we're at the point now where it's like, let's just play music that's going to be super fun to play that makes us happy. I love being a family person. I love being a dad, and I like being a husband. That's the stuff that keeps me in the perspective.
Rest in peace, Chester Bennington.
Rest in peace, bro. Rest in peace.
Chester, I don't know why I said that at the end. Chester Bennington from Lincoln Park, born on this day in 1976, died by suicide in 2017. Also born on this day way back in 1937, Jerry Reed. You might remember him from Smokey and the Bandit. He was also Coach Red Booyoo from The Waterboy.
Hey, Waterboy!
Yes, Mr. Coach Booyoo.
You're fired!
Yeah. Today, Won't You Be My Neighbor Day, because Mr. Rogers.
His birthday?
Fred Rogers, born on this day in 1928. He died in 2003. Still haven't watched that movie. You?
No, but I did just hear something about how he even did specials about, he talked about his own death to make kids be ready for it.
Oof. Fred Rogers, a.k.a. Mr. Rogers of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, born on this day. Eesh. Won't You Be My Neighbor Day. In other sad news, March 20th, 1991, 34 years ago today, Eric Clapton, 4-year-old son Connor, falling to his death from the 53rd floor window of his mother's apartment in New York City. Clapton, of course, writing this song, Tears in Heaven, in memory of his son. Then he's going to go out there and play this song. Ugh.
I don't know how. I do not know how.
Awful. 33 years ago today, 1992, a little movie starring Sharon Stone and Michael Douglas made its way into theaters. It was called Basic Instinct.
Did you kill Mr. Boz, Mr. Ramel?
I'd have to be pretty stupid to write a book about killing and then kill somebody the way I described it in my book. I'd be announcing myself as the killer.
I'm not stupid.
I'm not stupid.
Oof. 1994, March 20th, WrestleMania 10. Bret the Hitman Hart taking on his brother Owen Hart in a absolutely stunning match. Technically, I mean, like the two of them just obviously years and years and years of wrestling in the dungeon and taking it into the ring and wrestling each other. It was just visually, it was stunning to watch. And then, of course, he ended up beating Yokozuna for the WWE Heavyweight title at WrestleMania 10. The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be, Bret the Hitman Hart. 1998, the movie Wild Things in theaters. That's Denise Richards, right?
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon, Matt Dillon, and Nev Campbell. A little makeout sesh. A little lesbianic makeout sesh between those two.
Things.
And then some dudity at the end there. Kevin Bacon penis. Unexpected Kevin Bacon penis. Just like, 2009, the movie I Love You Man in theaters.
Slapped the bass big time.
What is that? You sound like a leprechaun.
No,
What is
that's a
that?
reggae guy. I just did reggae.
Doesn't sound.
Doesn't sound reggae?
No.
Slap the bass.
Paul Rudd, Jason Sudeikis. Jason Segel, not Sudeikis. 2015, Twisted Sister drummer AJ Pero died of a heart attack at age 55. And in 2020, another deadly day as Kenny Rogers, a.k.a. The Gambler, died at the age of 81 with his messed up surgery face.
On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep.
Hi, it's Kenny Rogers.
I'm Kenny.
I worked at his chicken joint when I was 16. It was wonderful.
Kenny.
And there you go. Some stuff that happened on this day, plus some birthdays. We got Office Cora joining us next. Don't go anywhere.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings.
8:15 on Thursday mornings. We are joined by the one, the only, the very talented and lovely Office Cora. How are you, young lady?
I am very good. How are you guys?
Not doing too bad, even though we got like 6-7 inches of snow in La Crosse. You got nothing in Eau Claire, you said.
Zero. It rained a little bit.
Nothing.
Huh. Well, we got dumped on. You got some rain, and you went out and saw the Ladies of Country last night. Is that correct?
Yes, it was a tribute show, so I got to see, Pretend, Dolly Parton, Martina McBride, Shania Twain, and Reba McEntire.
Pretend Dolly Parton.
Pretend Dolly
Yes.
Parton.
Was pretend.
It was so good.
Pablo Center last night, the Ladies of Country.
So are you going tomorrow to Brian's skip day then at the VFW? Do you have your brackets filled out?
I would not miss it. And I did not even, this is how not
basketball
knowledgeable I am. I did not even realize that it was basketball.
Oh, my God.
What?
I don't know what I thought it was.
What do you think? It was a NASCAR bracket?
I don't know. I thought people have been talking a lot of baseball lately.
Well,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Regular season starts a week from today.
See? And we just did like a whole thing. I know Alex on the country station was playing the Kenny Rogers song, The Greatest, because, it was like a whole baseball week.
Yeah, but March Madness. You've heard of that before, right?
Billions of dollars in lost productivity.
It's ringing a bell now.
All right.
I have not filled out my bracket, though.
All right, well, tomorrow...
Can you tell me who you picked for the big winner?
No, I cannot.
Or is it a secret?
I don't fill out brackets. I just...
Go with Duke.
Duke is a solid
that's
bet.
what everybody's
Duke
doing.
is a solid bet.
Duke.
Or Wisconsin.
Okay.
It is Hypothetical Thursday as well, Office Cora.
Yes.
And this week I asked Jean a question while she was out last week. So I asked Jean this morning, are you, first of all, are you vegan or
no,
okay,
I'm not, but
burgers, steaks?
I have family members who
Okay.
are.
Well, my hypothetical question for Jean was, if all animals on the face of the planet could suddenly talk and speak a language you would understand, would you continue to eat animals?
Ooh. Oh, my goodness. I don't think I could.
So you agree with Gene. You would say no. You can't have any burgers or steaks or prime rib or any of that stuff.
I would just go with scallops and mussels because they're probably not saying much, you know?
That's true. Yeah, no, I don't think I could.
So the cow is like in the field and you're driving by and he's like, stop eating my people. And you'd be like, all right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've changed it up. You'd be out on meat, huh?
Yeah, she's out.
Nope. I would not be eating it anymore.
All right. Well, good luck eating asparagus and whatever it is vegans and vegetarians eat. But
a lot of tofu.
Legumes.
Yeah, that's not good. Not good for your guts. I'd be eating meat left and right. I'll eat your half of the meat. Don't worry. I'll pick up the slack here with the meat eating if they start talking because I don't really care.
They're talking to you?
Whatever.
It's not.
Doesn't matter to me. What is a cow going to say that's going to influence me?
Who knows?
Nothing.
Who knows?
Yeah,
Nothing.
we don't know this.
Nothing.
Right.
Bolt to the head.
I'm
Pow.
with Gene.
Ta-tunk.
What's your question for us?
Yeah, do you have a hypothetical for us?
Okay, if you could design your dream house, what quirky feature would you include?
Slide.
I think I would have a room dedicated entirely to napping, like filled with hammocks. And then a slide from the second floor down to the kitchen.
slide.
Either indoor pool or slide.
Ooh. Indoor pool. That would be
That's not quirky. That's just rich.
Yeah.
It's quirky if it's odd and unusual. How many people do you know have an indoor pool?
I would have.
Therefore, it is odd and unusual.
A secret door.
Eh.
Like a bookshelf that you open up, and it's my own bathroom. And no one else knows it's there, and I can just go in there and...
Gene lives in a poor people house with like one and a half bathrooms, and they barely ever work, and so the secret private bathroom thing is really all Gene cares about. Yeah.
Behind a door, though,
dream.
that nobody else knows about.
You can
Wouldn't
do
that
that
be
in your
cool?
kitchen with the spice rack thing. Like, have you seen those where they make them into a spice rack and it looks like it's just a rack in the wall, and then all of a sudden you pull that bad boy out?
Secret.
I would want
later.
to slide. Yeah, slide. If I had we have a split level sort of, so it's like, well, not really. We have a ranch style, but the winding staircase around from the first floor to the basement doesn't really provide you the option for. But if I had a 2-floor, 3-floor, big slide,
or a
maybe
fireman's pole,
fire pole,
fire pole.
Oh, yeah. Fireman's pole would be sweet as well.
You like to ride the pole?
She likes to hammock. Didn't you just hear her? She wants a room full of hammocks.
Exactly.
How many hammocks do you need?
Several.
Why?
People.
Well, that way I could have like
other nappers
laid out with different kinds of blankets.
Come on in and nap with me. Let's all go nap together.
I have a lot of roommates, Brian.
I know,
We
but
all
I'm
need a
talking
hammock.
about just
We all
you
need a
napping.
hammock.
All right. Office Cora on the phone with us talking about Hypothetical Thursday questions and also talking about what's happening this weekend in the 715. Obviously, tomorrow, Simpson Skip Day at the VFW from 11 until 3 on Star Ave. You can join me and Office Cora and a whole bunch of other wackadoos as we watch college basketball, drink beers,
give away
Rockfest tickets. It's going to be a hell of a good time. Unfortunately, the trucker girl is not going to make it.
Paula has to hang with her kids. Poor lady.
Can she send...
My trucker friend Paula is going to be with us in spirit, though.
Do you guys Snapchat each other or something? Or is there like a social media
I
you
could
guys
call.
do?
We
Well,
could
I was
put her
thinking
on
maybe she could
speakerphone,
record me a video, you know what I mean, of her like swearing and cursing and telling me she wished she could be there, you know, like a little welcoming
I am
committee.
on it. That will
That's
happen.
going to happen.
Okay, all right. So that's tomorrow from 11 until 3 at the VFW on Star Ave, a Simpson Skip Day. So come join me to watch college basketball. Get out of work early, use your PTO. Why bother working on a Friday? And then what else is happening in 715 this weekend?
Exactly. Well, I'm actually heading out of the 715. I'm going on my first trip to Nashville with my friend to celebrate her birthday.
That's fun. You guys, what are you all going to do while you're down there? The Grand Ole Opry?
I am just putting it as a big question mark. I said whatever she wants to do, I will do because it's her birthday.
I'm going to Nashville
planning
too.
The whole thing.
See, I like Cora. She's the kind of girl just says whatever you want to do, I will do. That's the kind of girl you need in your life. Is an office Cora who's just like,
Gene,
yep.
Gene, what did you just say?
I'm going to Nashville for the first time too in a couple weeks.
So am I. I'm going in May to see Metallica.
Yes, I'm going. We're taking a bus, as a matter of fact, Office Cora from Eau Claire, La Crosse. You can jump on this bus and head down to Nashville with me and do all the touristy stuff. Isn't that cool?
How am I just hearing about this now?
WiscoTrips.com, Cora. We're going to do all the things.
Says the girl who asked me the same question 2 weeks in a row. How am I just hearing about this?
She doesn't. She just asked
Brian,
about March
come
Madness, dude.
I thought it was about baseball.
How is it so much basketball? I didn't even know.
I have a lot of roommates. I need a lot of hammocks.
Cora, what else are you doing?
In my dream world.
What's going on else?
Oh, in the 715, you might be a redneck if you head to the Sonntag Center to see Jeff Foxworthy on Saturday.
No way.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, there's still tickets available. That would be awesome.
When is that?
Saturday.
Man, I don't think
stay.
I can stay 2 nights. We already have the dogs and everything taken care of, and I only have the hotel for 1 night.
If you go to the family reunion to meet women, you might be a redneck.
Office Cora, if you go to the family reunion to meet women, you might be a redneck.
Yes.
If you walk your kid to school because you're in the same grade, you might be a redneck.
So this is tomorrow or Saturday night, and tickets are still available
at the Sonntag Center.
Office Cora, do you want to hear a joke about a redneck joke? Do you want to hear another one that's not
Yes,
Jeff
please.
Foxworthy's? This one is.
Yes.
All right. Why do NASCAR fans have sex doggy style?
Oh, why?
So they can both watch the race.
Wow. Ew.
Nothing. That's a good one. Come on, man.
I'm speechless right now.
I can tell.
Yeah. Office Cora each and every Thursday at about 8:15. Joining us on the phone to talk about what's happening in the 715. I will see you tomorrow at the VFW on Star Ave for a Simpson Skip Day, and then I'll drink some beers and talk to you then. Okay?
Excellent. See you tomorrow.
She's not quite used to you.
I thought she'd be.
Tomorrow
okay.
should be interesting.
That's not even a bad joke. That's like very low level.
I know.
I mean, I probably shouldn't have said it on the radio, but that's like down here.
They can both see the TV.
I can tell you about my Michael Phelps joke. That one would get me in big trouble.
They both watch it at the same time.
You get it?
Because the
honey
directional.
Jeff Gordon's in the lead. All right. We'll get to the friggin' sports after Shinedown.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find the daily podcast at rockmornings.com.
Shinedown, dance, kid, dance. One of the best parts about hockey is fighting. Now, granted, the NHL has done all it can to eliminate it from the sport. But back in the day, there was something to be said about a goon skating around with a stick in his hand, just looking for someone to pummel. Penalty didn't bother him all that much. 5-minute major, whatever, bro. This one, I don't know if I could be in on this. This seems very strange.
Is this like parents or something?
This is the bare knuckle fighting league or championship or whatever the hell it's called. The BKFC, bare knuckle fighting. So this is a legitimate, like, it's like guys who fight bare knuckle. Instead of MMA with the cage and the gloves, these guys are fighting bare knuckle, like actually like a fight.
And this isn't in somebody's backyard in Florida with like
No, this is a legitimate league, and they have pay-per-views, and no, not bum fights. Don't bring that up. I can't stop laughing about that. Those videos were classic. That dude beat the hell out of that Burger King sign. Bare knuckle fighting, moving from the ring to the ice with its latest venture. The leader in bare knuckle boxing announcing earlier this week that it had acquired a stake in on-ice fight league Ice Wars to create BKFC Ice Wars. Touted as a combat sports promotion specializing in legal, sanctioned, and regulated hockey fights. And yes, it's exactly how it sounds. Combat on ice, as you often see in the middle of a hockey game. Two guys dropping the gloves, going mano a mano. Ice Wars founder Charlie Nama.
Ice Wars?
Ice Wars is the name of the league.
Okay.
An on-ice fight league called Ice Wars is now going to be called BKFC Ice Wars, as the Bare Knuckle Fighting League has taken a stake in this. The founder of Ice Wars, Charlie Nama, set to helm the project as the CEO with the first ever event titled, quote, Battle of the Borders, pitting Americans and Canadians against each other on June 14th in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. BKFC Ice Wars won't be as simple as go out there and fight on the ice. The new fight league will have its own set of rules, starting with bouts that consist of 3 or 5 90 second rounds with 1 minute breaks in between them. So instead of just a fight on the ice till the ref comes in and breaks it up, it's going to be an actual, more like a boxing match.
This is regulated? I mean, this is like a thing you can do?
Two referees will oversee the action with 3 ringside judges scoring the fights as a whole, not round by round. Fighters will wear traditional hockey gear and 4-ounce MMA gloves. The first BKFC Ice Wars event expected to be a 12-fight card. Instead of a traditional hockey ice rink, the fights will occur in something called the Ice Box.
So it's just a frozen floor?
A 900-square-foot ice enclosure designed specifically for ice fighting. I don't know, dude. The sequel event is already planned for later the same month on June 28th in Alberta, Canada, and BKFC Ice Wars is now targeting at least 4 more events to finish out the year, 2025. But if you're a big fan of gooning it up, and you just want to watch something crazy on TV, then BKFC Ice Wars is coming.
Battle of the Borders.
Americans and Canadians. But these aren't going to be guys you know. They're just going to be some jabroni from Canada that skates in a beer league. It's not going to be Sidney Crosby taking on,
So are you? So they're on skates though. They're just
they're dressed up like a hockey
ice?
player. Yeah, they're dressed up like they're dressed up like a hockey player. They got the gear, the skates, the whole 9 yards, the pads, all that
and
stuff,
they're
and they're
skating
wearing
around and just hitting each other. Yep. That's yes.
Yes, and there's some scoring and referees, and there's rounds as opposed to just the fight's over when a guy goes down to the ice. I don't know. We'll see. But apparently that's going to happen.
And do you have to pay for this?
I'm assuming it'll be a pay-per-view type thing, yeah.
Huh.
BKFC Ice Wars. Ice Wars. I'll tune in to take a look at it on the internet with a maybe day after YouTube video type thing. But
it feels like the people that might be willing to bare knuckle fight, that are fighters, that's the thing, that's what they're trained and they're athletes or whatever, don't necessarily make good skaters.
No, and guys who
can skate really good don't necessarily make good boxers.
Few of them, yeah. I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
That feels like a lot of falling down.
The world is thirsty for entertainment, and that's what we're getting is BKC, B whatever it is, bare knuckle fighting Ice Wars.
Huh.
Bad News, Happy Music is coming up next. Get to our daily check-ins as well. Don't go anywhere.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays, 6 to 9.
You're about to enter a beautiful, exciting, wonderful new world.
A cockroach living in your nostril.
Now that's just nasty.
Add in some haven't pooped for 30 days.
Poop is raining from the ceilings. Poop.
And sprinkle in some hashtag Florida Man for flavor.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man quits his Burger King job, steals all of their chicken nuggets.
It's bad news.
Bad news.
With happy music.
Let's rock.
A couple of wannabe rappers apparently broke into a Jewish temple, a historic Jewish temple in Indiana.
To steal or to rap?
To film a music video. Now, look, I get it. Churches and temples and places like that, beautiful on the inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not a place I like to go. Not a place I'm comfortable.
And common-ish in videos.
But beautiful, right? Especially if you're maybe rapping about Jesus or about struggles or whatever you're going through.
Did they ask to go?
No, they broke in.
No, I know, but did they, previous to the break-in, did they ask if they could do it and they said no?
How many wannabe rappers do you know ask before they...
So no.
Let's be honest
here. The answer's
here.
no, they didn't ask first.
Police have arrested at least 5 people who broke into a historic Jewish temple on the north side of Indianapolis to film a music video. According to the records, the court records, the gang of wannabe rap stars busted through a glass door at Beth El Temple. When officers first arrived on the scene, they found several people, some with guns, running away from the building. Police took at least 5 people into custody. Inside the building, officers found a gun as well as several pieces of camera equipment. Videographer told the officer he was hired to record a, quote, rap music video. Mark Delays with the Indiana Landmarks Foundation said, I wish that everyone would treat historic places and historic properties with, I guess, the same reverence that I do.
They broke a door and an entry point into the building and then pulled off some boards and other things in other parts of the building. And I wish that everyone would treat historic places and historic properties with the same, I guess, reverence that I do.
So answer me this. Say they got away with it. Say they broke in, they filmed their thing, and they left. Doesn't the video itself condemn them as the criminals? Like
only
later?
Yeah, well, but they don't care about that. Only if someone that sees the video knows where it was shot and knows the story.
Well, the next morning they'd be like, hey, we were broken into. That would be a news story. And then I would think that the video itself would be, I don't know. That doesn't feel really well thought out.
The building, by the way, on the National Register of Historic Places, opened in 1925. The building has been vacant for years. Neighbors said it never really attracted trouble until this past weekend. The damage caused by the break-in was repaired the following day, but not sure if any damage was done inside.
They didn't vandalize it, did they? I mean, they broke in. I get it. That's wrong. But
well, and again, if it's been vacant for years,
they weren't in there to start a fire and burn the place down.
Right. They were probably just like, hey, look, no one's in here. We'll go in there. We'll film our video, and then we'll be out. And we'll make a terrible rap song. Probably. It's
probably.
Well, let's be honest. If you're breaking into a Jewish temple that's been closed for years to film your rap video, it's probably not going to be good. It's probably not Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg.
It's probably.
Right? Probably not. Probably not. Not Ja Rule or Nelly or the Yin Yang Twins.
May not be catchy.
Probably not Bone Thugs and Harmony.
It's not catchy.
It's the first of the month. Wake up. Get up. It's not. No, they're not doing that. Texas woman hit the lottery for $83 million, but right now they're not giving her money. I got to be honest.
You don't think she should?
Well, no, I'm not surprised to see this happening. So, I listen to Boston Sports Talk Radio. The DJs there, the on-air talent, at one point or another were advertising a gambling app. And on the now, a lot of us use gambling apps, right? Making bets, sports picks, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. There's now these...
it's a disclaimer or something?
There's courier apps called Jackpocket. Have you heard of Jackpocket?
I don't think so.
It's owned by DraftKings. You pay through the app, and then they send someone to go buy a ticket for you. It's like Uber Eats or DoorDash
with a lottery ticket?
For gambling on lottery tickets. Not scratchers. We're talking like Powerball and stuff like that. So
well,
like
that
you don't have to
sounds like
right. So it's like this third party
ripe for trouble.
Exactly.
Because what happens if you win?
That's what's going on.
I'm being treated as the bad guy. Never in a million years would think that there was anything sketchy or inappropriate.
We play by all the rules, and we're still playing by all the rules, and we expect that my client should be paid.
That, of course, was the woman. Her voice had been augmented to protect her anonymity, followed by her lawyer. She bought the ticket through a courier app called Jackpocket that's owned by DraftKings. You pay through the app. They send somebody to go buy your ticket for you. Lawmakers in Texas have been moving to ban the app and other apps like it, partly because Texas state law says you have to pay cash for lottery tickets.
Yes.
Similar to Wisconsin, right? You can't be buying lottery tickets with your credit card.
Try to do it with your credit card. You got to use your debit.
The state Senate recently passed a bill that would have banned them, but the House didn't pass it, so it never became a law. Courier apps have been operating in Texas since 2016, so almost a decade now. 9% of tickets sold in the state are bought through Jackpocket. Texas Governor Greg Abbott launching an investigation into the win, and that's why she hasn't been paid. The lottery says they won't pay until the investigation is over, and she's apparently not the only person they're investigating. They're also looking into a big lotto win from 2023. This is interesting. We've talked about this scenario. A company in New Jersey bought so many tickets they were basically guaranteed a win. They spent $25 million to win a $95 million jackpot, so they essentially beat the system.
So they bought all the tickets?
And officials don't think they should get the money. The woman's lawyer says her case is totally different, but both payouts are being held up, at least for now.
I don't know. Did they have the winning numbers?
Yeah.
Then they won. If you don't want the system to be, if you figured out a way to get around, well, she didn't even figure out a way to get around it, but you won, you won.
Texas.
Sorry.
Do you remember Jeremy Meeks? 2014, the hot felon, the mugshot that went viral.
Yes, with
super sexy with the eyes.
The eyes.
Yeah, well,
the eyes.
It's happened again.
Another eye guy?
Eye gal. This time it's a lady. Ooh, it's a lady. Jeremy Meeks was the hot felon with the mugshot that went viral in 2014. He got out of prison, turned it into a modeling career. Now there's another hot mugshot that's all over social media. A sorority girl in Georgia arrested this month. Her name is Lily Stewart. She's 20, currently enrolled at the University of Georgia. This is great. A cop pulled her over on March 8th. She was doing 79 and a 55. And because she's hot, the cop let her off with a warning. That's what cops do. Hot chick, looks good.
Warning.
Warning. Slow it down, young lady.
Okay.
But then the same cop apparently pulled her over minutes later. She was doing 84 in the 55 this time. And instead of a ticket, they locked her up. Her mugshot went viral because, let's be honest,
she's glamorous.
She's a smoke show. She's got it going on. Even if you're not a fan of brunettes, she's pretty damn good looking. Guys online started leaving comments, including some very creepy ones. Go figure. So the prosecutor ended up dropping the case over the worries about her safety. Her lawyer told TMZ that he's been trying to get the mugshot taken down, but she doesn't seem to be all that concerned about it.
Is she turning it into a money somehow?
It's on her TikTok page. She posted a clip of her favorite funny and unhinged comments that people have left her. Some of them include, quote, must have been a sale at Lululemon. Quote, she was trying to get the last pumpkins latte of the season. Quote, trying to get to brunch for bottomless mimosas. Quote, Your Honor. Quote, Your Honor, my client totally didn't see that sign.
I am Speed.
Just because they dropped the charges doesn't mean she got off scot-free. She apparently has to do some community service and take a defensive driving class. By the way, she might capitalize on this.
I'm sure.
Like the hot felon guy did. Apparently, he's got a book coming out this year, a memoir called Model Citizen.
Get it?
So, yeah,
it's a pun on words.
Lily Stewart, the young lady from Georgia, doing 79 and a 55, and then minutes later caught doing an 84 and a 55, and now her mugshot going viral.
She's a criminal. Criminals are hot.
They almost did her a favor. As soon as I got back in the car, I pulled out and accidentally started speeding again.
Right. That's the time when you don't speed, when they're right behind you, and you're like, I pretend like I pretend like I actually care about the speed limit.
But this probably isn't going to hurt her.
No, she'll be fine.
Yes.
Trust me, her life was not in any danger of being bad. Hot chicks don't have bad days, all right?
Lead foot, not bad days.
She was gonna have a good life no matter what happened here. This just helps her along the path.
I do like the mimosas, the bottomless mimosas.
Nothing wrong with that. Last but not least, this is great. St. Paddy's Day earlier this week, and a couple of American tourists decided to go to Ireland, the motherland, to celebrate, drink some Guinness, maybe take a horse-drawn carriage ride through the town, and then they tried to dine and dash. They FAFO'd, Gene. You know what FAFO means, right?
I do know that.
They effed around, and then they found out, because people in Ireland don't give a rat's ass where you're from. If you try to sneak out on the bill on our horse-drawn carriage, guess who's getting the whip this time? You know they use a whip on them horses, right? Cha-cha. Let's get going.
So
This dude who drives the horse and carriage whipped their ass, beat them with his whip. The audio is classic. It's a little hard to understand, so listen closely.
I'm sorry, I have money. Hey, I understand. It's 100 US. Yeah, 100. It's extra. I'm sorry. We learned our lesson.
We learned our lesson. No, you didn't.
Did they?
I love the fact that he offered him the $100, which is more than what he owed, and the guy still whipped him afterwards a bunch of times. Hell yeah.
I have the money.
Two men, American accents, appearing to flee from the horse and carriage driver. The video says, quote, 2 American tourists over for St. Patrick's Day attempted to do a runner on a horse carriage driver. They won't be doing that again in a hurry. The guy in the black coat approaches him saying, "Pay me now." Proceeds to yell "pay" a number of times at the pair as they try to protect themselves from the whip. "Pay me in my effing bank account." One of the men pulls out his wallet and says, "I have money. I understand. Handing over the cash, he says, "It's $100. It's extra." That guy was not satisfied. He whipped him like 7 more times. And then they said, "I'm sorry. We learned our lesson. Thank you."
I guess we won't do that again.
Love it. FAFO. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Like you're going to run away from that guy with a whip.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
I'll whip it out again.
Oh, he whipped it. Whipped it good.
Best video of the day.
So funny. $100, thanks. Here's a few more.
Yeah, here's more money. And just, can you stop it with the whip?
No, I haven't got my daily allotment yet.
I'm really angry.
I got to feed this horse, too. You think about his needs. But they don't do that again.
They said they won't.
Well, I told you, it's not a good time to be an American in other countries, man. We're not well liked in other places. Ireland, we're like, hey.
It was fine, I'm sure, until they tried to rip him off.
Got to be careful, man. Head on a swivel. Pay the man. Pay that man his money. Bad news, happy music on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We'll get to our daily check-ins after beer.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com. Call.
Hello.
Email.
I tried emailing you.
Text. So many ways to check in with us. Check. We rely on you guys for traffic updates, requests, and all sorts of other stuff.
Check this out.
Rockmornings.com is the website. All of our contact info is on there. You can register to win date night, which we'll give away tomorrow. That's pizza and movie passes. You can listen to the show live on the website. You can also check out our daily podcast. Jake is twisting my arm here, saying, it's Jake in Onalaska. I'm actually a realtor. There's a house with an indoor pool for sale in Onalaska.
What?
Sent me the MLS. I've seen this before. My wife and I, look, we're not in the market to buy or sell or any of that stuff. But of course, when you see houses that pique your interest, you tag each other on Facebook, and that's what we did. We have actually seen this one. Jake's, boy, he's giving me the hard sell. I like it. I got to be honest. He's wooing me.
Is it a private tour now? Or
I'm feeling wooed. I haven't been wooed in a long time, and Jake's wooing me.
Jake.
He says it's really impressive. It was originally listed for $460 or $470. Now it's $425. It even has 2 couches that potentially come with it that are about $7,000 to have heat and massage and electric awning.
Oh my gosh, he's so wooing you.
Oh, Jake. The last time I bought a house, Jake, it came with a big box of frozen meat. What happens if I buy your house, Jake? My what? There's no way. She'd kill me.
Yes.
John texted in and said was probably the Island Boys who broke in. Crying emoji, laughing crying emoji. Remember those guys?
Barely.
Because I'm an island boy. Remember that?
Yeah,
those stupid idiots from Florida with the weird hair and the tattoos. Oh, my God.
I think it was, it wasn't them, but it was bad music.
Jake said, I am twisting your arm. Yeah, I know you are.
Jake.
You got it. It's not my arm you got to twist. Trust me, I'd be in on it. The wife is the one you got to twist. I even included a picture of you got to see this pool. I mean, look at this son of a bitch. Look at this. Look at this. You got like viewing. There's like a viewing thing from like the living room. Look at all these skylights. Look at all that. Look at that pool. Awning. It's like a pool.
It's a pool.
The pool house, little pool shack, inside pool shack. It's probably got a shower in there. Oh,
yeah.
Hell yeah. Do laps in that son of a bitch.
Wow.
I know, right? Here, check out the MLS.
Jake.
It's a nice house. It's a little bit out of my price range.
Oh, she's a beaut.
I know. Look at that. Really nice. Yeah, I know. Trust me. Jake. Stop it, Jake. Stop wooing me. We got a text from Eric, and he wanted to know, why do Gene and Cora say hammock so strangely?
Hammock?
You pronounce it phonetically, the way it's spelled. Hammock. So does Cora. I've always said hammock. And Eric apparently speaks hammock as well.
Hammock?
He said, we're not originally from this area, but our local friends say it weird, too. I said...
Hammock?
Hammock. I've always said hammock. You say hammock?
I do not normally say hammock, I don't think.
I know your kid says it, because I was... like, one time your kid said it, and I was like, are you okay?
Hammock? Some say hammock, some say hammock.
I say hammock.
Hammock.
Scott said, why not a slide into the indoor pool?
Whoa.
talking about strange things with the house. And yes, I'd eat meat even if they could talk. If everyone stopped eating meat, every animal would starve due to overpopulation. There's more to it.
Okay, that was a lot.
Therefore, it's more human to thin them out by eating them.
We don't need to go full circle on it. It was just a hypothetical question. Would you eat them or not? That's all.
Yes.
You don't have to talk about how the planet will die.
The boss did have a good suggestion that what if they're smart? Like they got legit intelligence.
Yeah, basically, he said he'd eat the stupid ones. That's what, if you translate what he said
we had a chicken in here years ago, and he ate a piece of chicken or an egg. So they're not all that
he
smart.
Ate both. He
right.
ate a nugget and a sandwich.
Look, we don't get to that point until we're stranded on a mountain range somewhere in the Andes, okay? Then we start eating humans, well, at least most of us.
Our boss basically said, I'm going to eat the dumb ones.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Steve also wanted the Michael Phelps joke, and I sent him the setup. I did not send him the punchline. I said, you got to Google that, because I'm not putting that on the record on the internet. You can find it on your own. But he said,
are you telling that to Cora tomorrow in person when you're hanging out with her at the VFW?
That's more of an in-person, I never said that.
Right, I can't be. I wouldn't say that.
The Michael Phelps joke is definitely yeah. Thanks for all the correspondence. Good to hear from you guys. Have a great rest of your Thursday, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.